Hello everybody. So often you hear people talk about buying the breakouts, or we will buy the retest, or I'll sell the retest. Now I want to show you something here, why that is so important and why sometimes it's worthwhile waiting for that retest to happen. Okay, so what you see is a monthly chart in front of you, and I'm on the South African top 40, the Aussie, but I am now going to just put in two lines. Okay, we'll put in this one, and we're going to make this one, let's just make it a blue for the first one. Okay, and I'm going to put another line in, and I'll explain now what those lines are. Okay, and we'll leave that one orange. Okay, so on the monthly chart, we look at the first one. We opened here for the month, and we came down and we hit here. The next month we came and we made a new high. We broke higher above this, right? So essentially that is a breakout. It's also what I refer to as a Brooks gap. Okay. Now, when we talk about buying the retest, this is what we're going to go have a look at now. Okay. Now, this was the other breakout down here. So we had a breakout, and this was back in June 2017. So you can see how price came up. We broke this, made a new high, and we carried on running, but we have not come back to test this breakout yet. So often people think, if the breakouts happen, now it hasn't happened, it's never going to happen, but it always comes back. Somewhere along the line there will be a retest. Okay, it's very rare for it not to happen. So in really strong trending markets like the Aussie was in 2010 or 2008, 11 to 10, 11 and 2012, somewhere in those areas, it was in a strong uptrend. So some of the breakouts have not been tested. But when we're going pretty much horizontally and it's structured like it is now, this is what happens. So let's drill down to the, we'll see it on the daily actually. So the blue line was our first breakout. So this was a breakout here. You can see this was February, and then we broke up. Okay, so we waited a couple of days before it came back to test the breakout, and you can see didn't quite get there. It's pretty close, but breakout retest nevertheless, and we moved up, and you can see how solidly we moved up. It's 2,500 points. Okay, but the breakout actually wasn't tested. You can see there's a gap there. See that? So there's a little gap there. So that breakout wasn't tested. But now if we come and look at this bottom one, have a look at how that was tested. Now we've got a daily pin bar like this, a rejection bar of note off that breakout retest. So in anyone's mind, that breakout retest has been successful. So there's only one way for us to go, and that is up. And if you look at what's happened here from this breakout retest, okay, we're going to look, we still went past 700 points, but I'm going to show you how we mitigate that risk now. You can see that's a 4,000 point move at this stage. And there's no indication just yet that this is over. Okay, so because what's happened now is you have a monthly candle which has happened off a breakout, and look how solid it's going to finish. Okay, provided we don't have some supersonic crash today, this is looking more and more likely that there will be more upside for this. Okay, so let's come back to this. How do we mitigate this risk? Let's just put a block. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to put the block like that and there. Okay, I'm going to get some more data into our charts. And then what we're going to do is we'll come down to the daily. Okay, so the orange line was the breakout test, okay, on the monthly. But on the daily, you can see the bottom of that block. You can see these tails. So we have a tail over there. So let's just put these lines in. So we have another Brooks gap there on the daily, okay, And then we have a swing high sitting at the bottom of this block. So if we come across now and have a look where price was. So the summary to this is quite simple. When I'm on a high time frame like this, in this case the monthly, and that's the Brooks Gap retest, I would expect it to come there, but it's not going to hit there exact, because it's not operating on the monthly, it's operating on basically a per second chart. Okay, so there's going to be other things in this area. Okay, it could be all the way down at the bottom here, but there are going to be other areas where profit taking or where the buyers would step in. And the trick is to understand that. Okay, and you will see that you're looking at this monthly line here, which is a big resistance level. Okay, so you're saying, right, there is a big resistance level there. I want to see what else is around here. And you can see immediately that you have a swing low here and then a swing high. So this area here is the next best thing to the big support line. Okay, so the monthly support line is there, but you want to see where am I going to get in on this. On the daily, it would pinpoint that. On the 4 hour, you'll see pretty much the same picture. So you've got a swing high there and you've got a swing high there. So one of these two areas here is the area that you can expect some action to happen. Okay, and you look at how it happened. I mean, it hit that those bottom two spot on and then immediately reversed up. Okay, so this is why when you often hear the story, I'm going to buy the retest, I'm going to buy the retest. But it's not to say that you're looking for the retest on a 5-minute chart. And I don't know if I'll be able to get, there we go. So let's just go to where the breakout happened. Okay, so you can see here, where was this? It was July. Okay, so this was the breakout that happened in July. Breakout came back, and now to many people that is a retest, but it's not. Okay, because on the higher time frames, it is definitely not a retest. So if you're trading smaller time frames, by all means, that was a retest. But bear in mind that on the higher time frame, that is still open. So there is a good possibility that it will come back to this level sometime in the future. Okay, so it's just another reason why I have weekly, I have monthly breakout lines drawn so that I know exactly what is going on. And you can see on the weekly here, we have a breakout that hasn't been retested, and it's sitting here. This one here. So that breakout has happened, but it has not been retested. Okay, and what we're busy with right now is we're busy with this breakout on this weekly bar here that is currently being retested for the second time, or third time actually. So it is a pretty important area, and if we can get above this and stay above it on the weekly, then we've got a lot more upside to come. Okay, and while I'm at it, let's just draw some other breakouts. There's another breakout. You see there was the low, and we came down. We tried to come back to it, but we failed. So this area here is still a breakout retest waiting to happen. So when we do get to that level, I guarantee you that the sellers will step in and they'll push this price down. Okay, so the whole trick here is to, when you're buying the breakout, is you want to try buy or sell the breakouts on the higher time frames. If you can spot them on the weekly, okay, and for all intents and purposes, this weekly one here is definitely an opportunity. Okay, and it could be just a retest to here. Now, let's just have a look at a Fibonacci on this. So a pullback from this level to the 50% Fibonacci, or just as a 38.2% Fibonacci, would hit this breakout. So we'd be able to retest this before we move back to the upside. Okay, and that would still fit in with our monthly view with this nice big green candle. So step back to this level here and then create another monthly high. Okay, so, and there aren't any other monthly, well, there's one there, which we can actually have a look at as well. So there's a monthly breakout there, okay? So when did we retest? We retested in March. So let's have a look. If we come to the daily, you will see in March, here we come, we tested it. But again, we went past 3 days. And to some people, that's a break, okay, which it may very well be on the smaller time frames. But on the bigger time frame, that's more of a retest, and you're expecting it to continue on its journey, which it did. Okay, and why do I say I'm expecting it? Because I have magnets below. So wherever you have these breakout retests here, you can see this tail here wasn't retested until there. Okay, so there's always magnets with the breakout tests. And if we look even further down, well, you see all of those have been tested. So whether the breakout is a pattern or whether it is it's a range or a flag or something like that, at the end of the day, it is typically a breakout of a support or resistance level that has been defined in the past that is underway. Okay, so I hope that helps, guys. It's just something I just spotted quickly. I thought it would be a good thing to share with you so you understand how important these breakout levels are. And it's so important to keep them drawn in. And all I'm doing is I'm just drawing a support or resistance line on the tail of the higher time frames. That's all I'm doing. Okay, so this is drawn on that tail there. This line is drawn there. And I can draw another one here. So it gives me the general areas where something is going to happen. And then by drilling down to whatever lower time frame you want to use, you will be able to see what price is doing at those levels. Now, I've said to you now that this is quite an important level. So look at what's happening here. You've got to ask yourself, is the probability we're going to break through this now and extend ourselves? Or are we going to gather our thoughts here and move down to the downside to come and close some of these gaps at the bottom? So you can see there's a gap, there's a gap. And when I say gap, that's a Brooks gap there. That's a daily opening gap here. And you have you've got 200 moving averages. You've got all these other magnets below where price can levitate to. But typically it will levitate to the higher time frames where the bigger buyers will step in and start driving price again. So that's why you always want to buy the breakout or sell the breakout retest, because and it also encourages you just be patient, because when they do happen, they are typically big moves, and you can't get away from the fact that this move here was a massive move. If you even right up to here, to its first pullback, was 3,600 points. And your risk on this kind of things is very low. Your risk to reward is a huge number. So even with a short 200-point stop loss here, you would have still scored massively on this move. Okay, guys, that's it. Hope it helps. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later.